From the very moment the sun rose over Hollywood this morning, the air felt electrically charged, like the whole city sensed that something big was about to drop. And fans were not disappointed. In a shocking twist that has the entire entertainment world spiraling, whispers began circulating about Tory Lanez's desperate, last-chance appeal in the Megan Thee Stallion case being officially denied, and trust me, emotions ran high the second the news hit the streets. Sources close to the situation say Tory erupted in disbelief. Megan was caught completely off guard by the timing, and fans on both sides have taken over social media with the kind of chaos that can only be described as pure digital warfare. But just when you thought Hollywood had given you enough drama for one day, another bombshell dropped out of nowhere. Queen Latifah, yes, the Queen, set the internet ablaze the moment she stepped out for a surprise reunion with the entire Living Single cast. And the reunion wasn't just emotional, it was explosive. Old friendships resurfaced, long-buried tensions peeked through, and fans swear they saw moments that hinted at secrets no one ever expected. 2 scandals. One day, and Hollywood may never be the same again. The morning in Hollywood had barely settled when a storm of whispers ripped through the city like a shaky camera pan in a reality show meltdown. The kind where everyone gasps, clutches their imaginary pearls, and texts their group chats at the same time. The announcement was short, sharp, and colder than an uninvited ex walking into a family reunion. Tory Lanez's latest appeal had been denied. No softening, no, maybe next time, just a blunt and final rejection. And that single decision sent shockwaves through the music world so fierce that even people who weren't following the case suddenly acted like expert analysts. Sources say Tory was sitting inside a private conference room with his legal team, pacing like someone replaying every decision of the last 3 years. When the documents were read out loud, his whole demeanor collapsed. His shoulders sank, his jaw clenched, and he muttered something under his breath that no one could fully catch. One lawyer tried to comfort him, saying, "We can still explore one more route," but Tory snapped back, "Explore what? Nothing is working. This is all falling apart." Another insider claims he even knocked a stack of papers off the table in frustration. Meanwhile, on the other side of town, Megan Thee Stallion was wrapping up a studio session. She was glowing, calm, in her own creative space, until an assistant rushed in with a phone and a hesitant expression. "Megan, you should see this," they said quietly. She took one look at the headline, froze for a second, and then sighed. Not angry, not triumphant, just tired. She whispered, "I just want this whole thing behind me." Those around her say she didn't want to post anything, didn't want to celebrate, didn't even want to discuss it. She just wanted silence. But silence was the one thing Hollywood refused to give that day. Fans exploded online like someone had pressed a big red chaos button. Hashtags flew across timelines, people took sides, arguments escalated into digital fistfights, and every comment section turned into its own season of a messy reality show. Justice finally won, some cheered. System bias, others argued. And a bunch of neutral bystanders typed, "Can we all breathe for 2 minutes?" But the universe had decided this was not the day for breathing. Because just a few hours later, another shockwave hit, this time, one that nobody saw coming. Queen Latifah, the living legend herself, made a surprise appearance at a private industry event, and she wasn't alone. Behind her, emerging like characters stepping out of a nostalgic time machine, was the entire cast of Living Single. The crowd lost it. Fans screamed, staff members dropped what they were holding, and within minutes, videos of the reunion flooded social media. But as always, with reunions come emotions, and with emotions comes drama. At first, everything looked like sunshine. Hugs, laughter, reminiscing, that warm nostalgic glow. Queen Latifah was smiling wide, greeting everyone like a gracious host reunited with her family. But then, as everyone settled at a long table under soft yellow lights, the cracks began showing. One actor joked, "Oh yeah, remember when you all ignored me during season 2? The audience laughed, but something about his tone felt too sharp, too real. Queen Latifah gently chuckled and said, "Come on, you always say that." But he leaned forward, expression tightening. "No, Queen. It wasn't a joke then, and it's not a joke now. You know they didn't treat me right. Everyone acted different around you, like I didn't matter. The room fell into an awkward silence, so heavy it was hard to breathe. One cast member quickly tried to diffuse the tension, saying, "We've all grown since then, let's not rewrite the past," but fans watching the clip online later swore the frustration on his face was too authentic for it to be scripted. According to a crew member, the reunion had already been filled with small moments of tension behind the scenes. A couple of cast members exchanged stiff smiles, avoided direct conversation, or whispered behind their drinks. It was like old wounds were bleeding through the surface, the crew member said. Everyone was trying to be professional, but you could feel the tension in the air. Queen Latifah, trying to maintain balance, gently lifted the mic and spoke in a calm but serious tone. "I think we've all been through a lot. If we're doing this reunion, we should be honest and open. No more silent grudges. Let's clear the air today." Her words were noble, but they also opened a door that maybe should have stayed locked. Fans online were eating up every moment. "Is this real tea?" one wrote. "Living single drama after all these years?" another posted. Even amidst the chaos surrounding the Tory and Meghan situation, people switched tabs just to watch clips of the reunion. Someone tweeted, "Hollywood is working overtime today. Who gave the city Red Bull?" Then came the moment that turned the event upside down. A staff member whispered something urgently into Queen Latifah's ear. Her face stiffened, eyebrows pinched together, and she stood abruptly. The cast looked confused. The audience leaned forward. Someone in the back whispered loudly, "Holy hell, what's happening now?" Queen Latifah took a deep breath, walked to the edge of the table, and said, "If we're going to move forward as a cast, we need to tell the truth. Every truth. Every misunderstanding. Every hidden issue. None of us should hold back anymore." Her voice was emotional, part frustrated leader, part tired peacekeeper, part woman desperate to heal something that had been broken too long. Fans were losing their minds. This is more dramatic than the show itself. Please someone live stream this whole thing. Why is today filled with emotional explosions? But the biggest explosion was still coming. One actor slowly raised their hand. Everyone turned toward them. The room stilled. Even the air seemed to stop moving. The actor's eyes were glossy, filled with something between anger and vulnerability. They said softly but firmly, "If honesty is what we're doing, then I need to say something right now." The entire crowd inhaled sharply. Cameras zoomed closer. Queen Latifah stared at them, bracing herself. The actor who had just raised their hand kept it suspended in the air for a long, trembling moment. The entire room stayed frozen, as if everyone suddenly forgot how to blink. Even Queen Latifah seemed uncertain whether to nod, speak, or simply brace herself. Finally, the actor lowered their hand slowly and said, "I've kept quiet for years, and I can't do it anymore. If we're being honest today, then I need to tell the truth about why I walked away from season 4. A soft collective gasp rippled through the room. Queen Latifah's eyebrows lifted, her expression tense but steady. She whispered, "Go ahead. Say whatever you need to say." The actor swallowed hard. "I left because I felt pushed out. I felt like some of you didn't want me there anymore. There were scenes suddenly rewritten without me, jokes cut, my lines shortened, and no one ever explained why. I thought we were family, but I felt like an outsider." The tension hit the room like a slap. Two cast members exchanged a quick, nervous glance. Another shifted uncomfortably in their seat. Queen Latifah looked heartbroken, not angry, like someone hearing a wound they never knew they caused. Then one of the cast members, the one who always had the reputation for speaking too bluntly, leaned forward and said, "Look, no one wanted you gone. But you were difficult sometimes. You questioned everything, you complained a lot, and the writers didn't know what to do." The actor snapped back, "I complained because no one listened. I was trying to be part of the creative process, but instead I was treated like a problem." Queen Latifah raised her hand gently, like a teacher calming an unruly class. "Let's slow down. Maybe there was miscommunication. Maybe people didn't know how to express themselves back then." But the actor shook their head. "No, Queen. It wasn't miscommunication. It was avoidance." The room once again went dead silent. Meanwhile, on social media, fans were already dissecting every second of the leaked clip. People wrote things like, "I knew something had happened behind the scenes," and "This reunion is giving more drama than half the shows on air." Conspiracy theories were sprouting faster than anyone could count. Some even suggested that producers intentionally invited the cast knowing this confrontation was bound to happen. Back inside the venue, a different kind of storm brewed. Queen Latifah took a deep breath and said, "I never wanted anyone to feel pushed out. I love each one of you. But if something happened that I missed, then I need to understand." Her voice cracked a little as she continued, "I was carrying a lot during those years too. Maybe I wasn't as present as I thought." One of the actresses sighed, leaning back. "We all were busy. Fame hit us faster than we expected. We didn't know how to handle it." But the confessing actor's eyes narrowed. "Busy or not, someone could have spoken to me. Instead, I found out from a crew member that my screen time was getting cut. Not from any of you." This time, it wasn't silence that followed, it was murmuring. Uncomfortable shifting. Heavy breaths. Queen Latifah gently ran her hand across her forehead like she was trying to ease a headache forming behind her temples. A director who was moderating the reunion cleared their throat, hoping to steer the conversation into calmer waters, but Queen Latifah shot them a quiet look that clearly said, "Let it happen." She seemed determined to let every truth spill out, no matter how messy or emotional. Finally, another cast member, the quiet, soft-spoken one, mustered the courage to speak. "I need to admit something," they said timidly. "I didn't speak up back then, not because I wanted you gone, but because I was scared. Scared of conflict. Scared of ruining friendships. Scared of choosing sides. So I stayed silent." The actor exhaled shakily, their anger melting into sadness. "I wish anyone had spoken up. I wasn't asking for a war. I just wanted honesty." Fans online were posting comments like, "My heart is ripping. This is deeper than I expected. And I can't believe they're finally saying all this after so many years." But the day's chaos didn't end with the reunion. While all this tension unfolded, Tory Lanez's camp was reportedly dealing with their own meltdown. Someone from his team allegedly stormed out of their office, shouting things about unfair legal systems and conspiracy. Others were scrambling to control the narrative, posting carefully worded messages that sounded more like damage control than genuine emotion. Meanwhile, Megan Thee Stallion stayed silent publicly, but sources say she was watching everything unfold online, shaking her head at how wild the day had become. One insider whispered, she said she couldn't believe the reunion drama was somehow trending right next to her case. Back at the reunion venue, emotions were reaching a breaking point. Queen Latifah leaned forward, eyes soft but serious, and said, "If we're really going to heal, then everyone needs to speak. Not just one person." One of the cast members scoffed slightly. "You want honesty? Fine. Here's honesty. I felt overshadowed. Always. No matter what I did, people compared me to you, Queen. I didn't hate you, but I resented how easily you carried the spotlight." The room felt like it shifted temperature. Queen Latifah's expression softened with understanding. "I never wanted anyone to feel that way." "I know," the cast member replied. "But feelings don't listen to logic." Another cast member chimed in unexpectedly. "And I felt underpaid." There, I said it. I felt underpaid and undervalued. We all made the show work, but the praise and opportunities didn't come equally. The confessing actor added, "So you see? Everyone had their own issues. But no one talked. We all pretended everything was perfect." Queen Latifah looked around slowly at each face. "Maybe we should have done better. Maybe we forgot that family doesn't just perform together, they communicate." Everyone stared down at the table, a mix of guilt, relief, and emotional exhaustion. "So what now?" someone finally asked. Before Queen Latifah could answer, another producer stepped in and whispered something urgently in her ear again, the second mysterious whisper of the night. This time, her eyes widened even more noticeably. She turned toward the group, lips parting slightly. "We might have a bigger issue than old drama," she said softly. "There's something happening outside." Everyone looked up sharply. The cast exchanged looks of confusion and anxiety. Queen Latifah placed her hand flat on the table, steadying herself. "I need all of you to stay calm," she said. And before anyone could ask her what she meant, a loud noise echoed from the hallway outside the reunion room. The loud noise from the hallway stopped everyone mid-breath. Some cast members froze, some instinctively leaned back in their chairs, and Queen Latifah's eyes narrowed, scanning the hallway as if she could see the cause without even turning. Murmurs erupted among the staff, whispers of "what now" and "who could that be" passed like a ripple through the room. The air felt suddenly heavier, charged with tension, and fans watching leaked clips online were already theorizing that the reunion might turn into a live thriller episode. Suddenly, the door burst open and a young assistant ran in, eyes wide, face pale. "Queen, it's Tory Lanez. He's here. He says he needs to speak with you and the cast." The room collectively gasped. Some people instinctively laughed in disbelief, thinking it was a prank. Others were too stunned to react. A few staff members whispered under their breaths, "This can't be real." "Why no?" Queen Latifah straightened, taking a deep breath. "He's here," she asked quietly, voice calm but firm. The assistant nodded, swallowing nervously. "Yes, ma'am. He says it's urgent. He wants everyone to hear him out." Tory Lanez stepped into view. He looked unusually solemn, his swagger toned down, replaced by a kind of desperate determination. Every camera instantly pivoted toward him. Fans watching online exploded with comments. "Wait, Tory Lanez just walked into the reunion? This is insane. What is going on? He's going to say what?" Queen Latifah motioned for everyone to remain seated. "We will hear him. But this has to be respectful. Everyone, stay calm." She glanced at the cast, their expressions oscillating between confusion, curiosity, and suspicion. Some whispered to each other, "Why would he even come here?" One muttered, "He must want attention." Tory took a deep breath, his eyes scanning the room. "I know this isn't the place anyone expected me to show up. But I have things to say. Things I should have said before. About me, about Megan, about all of it." A shiver passed through the room. Everyone sensed this was no ordinary statement. The tension was palpable, electric, almost unbearable. The actor who had confessed earlier leaned slightly forward. "What do you want from us?" they asked, voice low but cautious. Tory paused, visibly swallowing, then said, "I want honesty. I want closure. I want everyone here to understand that behind the headlines, behind all the noise, there are humans. Humans who made mistakes, humans who feel pain, humans who..." He stopped abruptly, glancing at Megan, who had just stepped quietly into the room. Megan's presence immediately shifted the atmosphere. She was calm, composed, but there was a sharp fire in her eyes. The room went dead silent. Tory's jaw tightened. He swallowed, trying to continue, but Megan held up a hand. "Tory, if you have something to say, say it. But understand this. I'm not here to replay pain. I'm here to hear truth." The weight of those words seemed to paralyze him for a moment. Then, finally, he spoke, voice low, trembling slightly. I know I hurt you. I know the mistakes I made changed everything. I know it hurt fans, friends, family, everyone who believed in me. And I'm sorry. More than I can ever express." The cast, crew, and everyone in the room were stunned. Some people's eyes filled with tears. Whispers spread. "Did he just say sorry?" "This is unexpected." Queen Latifah, trying to keep order, leaned in. "Tory, we appreciate honesty. But words need action. What are you going to do next?" He looked down, shaking slightly. "I don't know yet. I had to come here to face it, to face her, to face all of this. I needed to say I'm sorry in person. No cameras, no headlines, just truth." Megan's expression softened just slightly, but her voice remained firm. "Tory, apologies are a start. But this isn't about forgiveness for the cameras. It's about accountability. If you truly mean it, then prove it. Prove it by your actions." The room seemed to hold its collective breath. Tory nodded, his eyes glistening. "I will. I promise. I'll do whatever it takes. I just needed this chance to start." But before the tension could fully settle, a staff member whispered frantically into Queen Latifah's ear again. Her eyes widened. "What now?" someone muttered, clearly sensing another dramatic twist. She turned, nodded slightly, then addressed the room. "Apparently there's more. We have to deal with this carefully." At that moment, a sudden commotion came from the side of the room. A person pushed past security and shouted, "I'm his family. I've been trying to reach him." "Tory, stop hiding from the truth." Cameras spun toward the intruder. Gasps and screams erupted. Fans online were exploding. "Oh my god, this is insane. Is this a showdown? Reality TV could never." The intruder was quickly pulled aside by security, but the damage was done. Emotions ran high. Tory's expression shifted from determination to panic. Megan's eyes narrowed, then softened. She whispered something inaudible to him, and he seemed to nod, almost as if steeling himself for what was next. Queen Latifah's voice cut through the chaos, commanding, regal, yet empathetic. "Everyone stop. This is not the time for arguments or blame. We will deal with the truth, but we do it respectfully. I need calm. I need honesty. Everyone deserves that." The room fell into a tense silence again. But the tension didn't last long. One of the cast members, still visibly shaken, muttered under their breath, "I can't believe this is happening. Tory, Megan, the reunion. It's like the universe is throwing everything at us at once." Another whispered, "It's like all the unresolved pain, all the secrets, are finally crashing together." Tory finally took a deep breath, glancing around at the cast, at Queen Latifah, and at Megan. "I know some of you won't forgive me today. I don't expect that. But I need to be here to face this, to finally stop running from it." Megan looked at him for what felt like an eternity. Then she said softly, "Acknowledging it is the first step. But the next step is living differently. Are you ready for that?" He swallowed hard. "Yes, I have to be. I can't go back and I won't. This is the beginning." Suddenly, a phone rang. Everyone froze. The sound seemed louder than it should have been. Tory's team scrambled, and one assistant whispered frantically, "It's the news. Social media is blowing up. Fans are reacting. Live streams, tweets, everything." Queen Latifah leaned back, exhaling slowly. "So the world is watching, and yet, in this room, we have the real story. Let's keep that in mind." For a moment, the entire room just sat, letting the weight of everything settle. The reunion, the confessions, the apologies, the unexpected intrusion, everything converged into one chaotic, emotional storm. And yet, as everyone began to relax slightly, as though catching their breath after a hurricane, there was still an unspoken tension lingering in the air. Something told everyone that this wasn't over. That even with apologies made, confessions heard, and emotions poured out, the story had another layer yet to be revealed. The cast exchanged wary glances. Queen Latifah's expression, though calm, carried a hint of concern. Megan's eyes were sharp, wary, but controlled. Tory looked determined, but also haunted, as if he knew the next step would be harder than anything he had done so far. Fans online were theorizing wildly. "What's next?" one tweeted. "There's still a twist waiting." "I can't believe how messy this reunion got," another typed. The room was tense, the silence heavy, as everyone processed what had just happened. The unexpected intrusion, Tory's arrival, Megan's quiet but firm presence, it all felt like the climax of a movie no one knew they were starring in. Queen Latifah looked around, taking a deep breath, and said, "We have to finish this tonight. Every truth, every confession, every hidden feeling. Let's lay it all out before the cameras, before the world hears only parts of the story." Tory nodded slowly. "I understand. I'll start wherever necessary. I just need everyone to know I'm serious." He paused, glancing at Megan. "And I respect whatever you have to say." Megan's gaze softened slightly, but her voice was clear. "I'll speak once everyone has had their chance. Honesty first, words second." The cast shifted nervously, sensing that this was the moment everything would unravel or somehow heal. Queen Latifah turned to the original confessing actor. "You started this. Do you want to continue?" The actor hesitated, then swallowed and said, "Yes, there's more. I've been holding back about the producers, the scripts, and the contracts. a lot of it was manipulated. I wasn't just sidelined, I was intentionally excluded to create drama for ratings. I didn't want to believe it, but it's true. Gasps echoed around the room. One cast member whispered, "So it wasn't personal?" Another muttered, "We were pawns." Queen Latifah held up her hand, signaling calm, but inside, even she was visibly shaken. The implications were huge. Not just personal pain, but the revelation that their beloved show had been manipulated for spectacle. Then Tory spoke again. And that's part of what I want people to understand. Fame, media, it all distorts reality. Mistakes get exaggerated. People's pain is used as entertainment. I've been part of it too, with my case, with my words, everything. But I'm here to face it. Not for cameras, not for headlines, just the truth. Megan nodded slightly. Truth is heavy. And it's messy. But acknowledging it is the start. The cast looked at each other, realizing they had been caught between personal grievances and external pressures, and suddenly, the emotional weight of years collapsed into the room. Laughter, tears, regret, anger, it all mingled into a storm of raw emotion. Then a producer who had been quietly observing from the side finally spoke. "There's one more thing. Someone leaked private contracts and messages. They revealed disagreements, financial disputes, and tensions that we all suspected but never confirmed." Everyone froze. The room felt like it was holding its breath again. Queen Latifah's voice was firm. "Then we handle it honestly, privately. No more secrets." She turned to the cast. "Are we ready for that?" Everyone nodded slowly, though the tension was thick. One by one, members began sharing personal stories. Stories of jealousy, feelings of being overshadowed, moments when they wanted to quit, and times they secretly wished for reconciliation, but didn't know how to reach out. The actor who had originally confessed spoke first. "I wanted to leave the show not because I hated anyone, but because I felt unheard. Every season, I tried to contribute, but no one seemed to care. Now I see it wasn't personal, it was production. But the pain was real." Another cast member added, "I felt invisible sometimes. But I never wanted anyone else to suffer. I just didn't know how to express it." And today, seeing Tory and Megan here, seeing us all together, it's like the universe forced this conversation. Tory's eyes welled up. "And that's why I came. To face my mistakes, to face those I hurt directly, to hear the truths that were never spoken. No music, no social media, no lawyers, just human beings." Megan spoke finally. "This isn't about blame. It's about understanding. It's about seeing that everyone involved is more than the headlines or the rumors. Today is about accountability, honesty, and moving forward differently." As the cast nodded, a soft murmur of agreement spread through the room. Even those previously defensive lowered their heads, realizing the collective healing happening. Fans watching online were commenting, "I can't believe how real this is. This is better than any scripted reunion, emotions everywhere." But just as the room seemed to relax, Queen Latifah's assistant whispered urgently again. Her eyes widened slightly, but she raised a hand to calm the room. "Everyone, one moment. Apparently, there's one more visitor. It's not Tory or Megan. It's someone from the original crew, someone with information that could change how we see everything here." A hush fell. The cast and crew exchanged anxious glances. The actor who had spoken earlier muttered, "Are we ready for more drama?" Queen Latifah's voice was steady, but carried an edge of anticipation. "Whatever comes, we handle it honestly. No running, no hiding." A figure stepped into the room, a former crew member, once deeply involved in the show's production. They held a folder tightly, eyes darting nervously between everyone. "I have documents," they said, voice shaking, "that show the contracts, emails, and decisions made behind the scenes. It explains a lot, the exclusion, the rewrites, the tensions. Some of you may not like what you read, but it's the truth." Gasps and murmurs spread. Tory shifted uncomfortably, Megan leaned back, and Queen Latifah signaled everyone to calm down. The crew member opened the folder and laid it on the table. Cast members leaned forward, eyes scanning, hearts racing. Revelations poured out, scenes cut deliberately, financial favoritism, behind-the-scenes manipulations that had caused months of resentment. The atmosphere was heavy with shock, disbelief, and finally, understanding. One cast member whispered, "So we weren't imagining it." Another said, "All those feelings were real, even if the reasons weren't." Tory exhaled deeply. This is why clarity matters. If people know the truth, maybe some wounds can start to heal. Megan nodded, her face composed but reflective. Today is messy, yes. Emotional, yes. But it's necessary. Accountability and honesty never happen without chaos. Queen Latifah looked at everyone, taking in the moment. We've uncovered the past, we've faced mistakes, and we've shared truths. The next step is choosing how to move forward. This reunion isn't just about nostalgia, it's about growth, learning, and forgiveness if anyone is ready. The room sat quietly, absorbing the weight of what had just unfolded. There were no immediate resolutions, no hugs fixing years of tension in a second, but there was something else, a shared understanding that everything had been laid bare, that the truths had been spoken, and that the chaos had a purpose. Outside, social media exploded. Hashtags merged. Hashtag Tory Lanez. Hashtag Megan. Hashtag living single. Hashtag Queen Latifah. Fans debated, theorized, speculated, and some even praised the raw honesty of the unfolding drama. Online, commentators called it the most explosive reunion in TV history, emotional chaos meets accountability, and everything we never expected, finally revealed. Queen Latifah finally exhaled, looking at the room with both pride and weariness. Today was intense, dramatic, messy, real. And that's life, isn't it? It's never perfect, it's rarely clean, but if we face it head-on, maybe we can all move forward a little lighter. Tory glanced at Megan, his expression a mixture of gratitude and resolve. Thank you for allowing me to be here, for hearing me, for letting me face the truth. Megan nodded, softly but firmly. Remember, words are nothing without action. Let's see it reflected moving forward. And as the reunion slowly wound down, cast members gathered in small groups, some laughing quietly, some crying silently, all processing what had just happened. The air still carried tension, but also a strange, fragile sense of closure, a feeling that even in chaos, honesty could find its way. Yet, even as the room emptied and fans continued to dissect every clip online, one truth remained. Hollywood had just witnessed a collision of past mistakes, confessions, and unexpected reconciliations that would be discussed, debated, and dramatized for months to come. The story wasn't fully resolved, the drama wasn't completely over, and the world was watching, craving the next chapter. So here we are, after a whirlwind of revelations, confessions, and explosive confrontations. Tory Lanez's appeal may be denied. Megan the Stallion has faced the storm with grace, and the living single reunion reminded us all that even years later, old wounds, hidden truths, and unspoken emotions can suddenly rise to the surface. The cast has shared, apologized, and confronted the past, but as we saw tonight, Hollywood drama never truly ends. There are still questions hanging in the air. Will Tory truly follow through with his promises? Will Megan find full closure? And what long-term impact will the leaked secrets have on the cast and the show's legacy? Fans are shocked, emotions ran high, and the family of actors was left divided, yet also united in their honesty. Now it's your turn to weigh in. We want to hear what you think about all this chaos. Was Tory's apology sincere, or just another move for attention? Will the cast of Living Single ever fully mend their relationships, or is this just the beginning of more drama? And most importantly, what does this tell us about fame, honesty, and accountability in Hollywood? Don't just watch from the sidelines, join the conversation. Like this video if you were shocked by today's revelations, subscribe so you don't miss the next explosive update, and comment below with your thoughts. Tell us what you think about the Tory and Megan saga, the reunion drama, and what you believe will happen next. This is your chance to be part of the discussion, because in Hollywood, the story isn't over until the audience weighs in. Stay tuned, stay engaged, and remember, in the world of celebrity drama, nothing is ever really as it seems.